Hello everyone and welcome back to Naomi's Bookshelf. Here I am with my thoughts on the Little Women movie that was directed by Greta Garbo and starring Saoirse Ronan. Now I am comparing it to the source material, which is Little Women. I read it in December, loved it, and I'm now going to talk about my thoughts. So I'm going to put this down here as I do not need to hold it anymore. Now, my thoughts. I really loved this. Now, I'm going to give you a little spoiler-free thing at the beginning and then mass spoilers. So it was really well done in like its flash forward to when they're all adults, to flashback when they're all children, and I have loved how it paralleled a lot of the stories from childhood to adulthood. It follows all four of the girls as they go through life. Also, as they truly experience different things in their lives like loss or grief or turbulation, but also courage and events that really inspired me, especially in the books, and I really loved it in the film as well. I really do recommend checking it out if you are interested in Little Women. A few women from my book club who I went with, they were not loving the book, but they really enjoyed the movie, or they enjoyed the movie enough to keep interested in finishing the movie, finishing the book. So yeah, I really recommend it if you are interested in Little Women or if you are trying to get through it. I thought it was really well done. It was perfectly cast. Everyone did a really great job at their roles. So now we're gonna get into spoilers. So if you are going to watch, I'm going to spoil the story. Sorry. Now, I really loved how the characters acted with each other. I really loved how I could see the Laurie and Amy relationship develop, as you could see it from like the future to also the past. I also really loved how Saoirse Ronan really portrayed Jo. I felt like she did an amazing job with her in New York, or her as a teen trying to just figure things out and how to be a young lady in that time. It was just so perfectly acted and well done, and I really loved it. I also really struggled though with Beth's representation in the book compared to the movie. I felt like Beth's representation was just a little smaller in the movie, and I understand the time difference. You only have so many hours you can put all of this stuff into, but I felt like Beth was not really present as much. She was kind of a fourth character who was not really being talked about or discussed, and that felt really disappointing to me. But I did really enjoy Beth's character. I loved that she had some scenes of her own, some growth of her own, and I really loved how Meg got those things, but I also felt like Meg was not as developed as she was in the book. So I felt like a little gypped on those two. I felt like Amy and Jo were really well carved out, or really fleshed out as characters. I just felt a little bit of a lack from the other two sisters. I did really love it though. I think it was a great movie. I thought it was really well done, like I've been saying. It was beautifully shot, and I was like so enthralled with the whole thing. It kept me on the edge of my seat even though I knew the ending. I loved how it paralleled things like their childhood days when they would be playing games to when they were adults, and certain situations were kind of similar, or certain discussions were kind of similar. Also, Fred Vaughn, I really liked that, how he was introduced as in the childhood version after he was introduced as an adult who was courting Amy. Thought that was really well done and really clever. I also really felt that the emotional hit from when Jo is nursing Beth the first time, parallel to Jo nursing Beth the second time, and that whole scene of the parallel was heartbreaking. I really felt like that was very well done and very sad. Yeah, really loved that. I loved how Professor Bear was engaging, but he wasn't a main character as he's not in the book. And then I also really enjoyed Marmee in the book, or in the movie. I felt like she did a really great job in embodying the Marmee of the book, but not being as in, like, because there's not enough time to go through the whole book. I totally acknowledge that. I really did enjoy that, and I loved all the different little scenes that kind of popped up. Of course, there are some scenes that I wish were present, but that's just my personal preference, and I totally respect why they weren't there, because they already had amazing scenes of the family together. I also really loved the scene with all the four girls and their newspaper club. I can't even remember the name of it right now, but their newspaper club where they all introduced Laurie into the club, and those little snippets were really great. I wished for more. But yeah, really, really loved it. I also really loved the ending, actually. At first I was like, I don't really know how I feel about that, but I like it a lot. I think it really works because it follows what Louise May Alcott wanted. And so she wanted Jo to be single, but the publisher said you must marry her off. And so I really loved how at the end it was kind of like Jo marries off the character in the book, but she's not that character. And I just really loved that a whole lot. I thought it was great. Very well done and very clever, especially considering the dual timeline of it all. And I thought that was, yeah, really enjoyed that a lot. I really just loved this movie. I thought it was a really fun one. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good, and I really did enjoy a good time with my book club friends as we went and watched this movie together. I feel like it's just such a great thing to watch as women and to discuss as women. But yeah, really enjoyed it. This year I'm rating all of the movies I'm watching. I'm writing them down in my bullet journal and rating them out of 10, so 10 being perfect and 1 being awful. And this one got a 9 out of 10 from me. I just was hoping a little tweaking, but I really, like I said, really loved it, as you can tell. And I really wish that they were doing more, but I totally get why not. So those are my thoughts on the 2019 Little Lemon movie. I really enjoyed everything about it that the cast did, the production did, the set did, the costume designers did. I thought it was all really wonderful. Even down to how the skirts were longer or shorter depending on what time they were in. I thought that was really clever. But yeah, so please let me know down below what was your favorite scene from the movie or one of your favorites, because it's so hard to pick. I think one of my favorite scenes from the movie was the whole Amy and Laurie arc, especially when she's like telling him to stop playing with her heart. I loved how she stood up for herself in that, especially when she's also talking about how marriage is an economic thing for a woman. It was so true back then. But I really love that scene where she stands up for herself and she fully acknowledges that yes, she does have feelings for Laurie, but no, it's not an option because she has to actually look out for herself and she cannot do it without just pretty words. So yeah, really loved that scene. Please let me know down below what was your favorite scene if you've seen it, or please let me know down below if you want to see it after hearing my spoiler thoughts. I will see you all next time with another video. Bye for now.